Good afternoon, everyone. It's Terry Walsh, the CEO of Friendship Villages. I'm happy to see you today. It is Wednesday, August 5th. This is just a brief update. I don't have a whole lot to report today, other than the fact that we've had a few days of some good news, particularly in Chesterfield, where we've had what we call the double zeros. In fact, in Chesterfield, we've had no residents currently with COVID-19 at any level of care, either in independent living or assisted living, or in the skilled nursing facility or the care center, but we also have had no employees with COVID-19. So they've got the double zero distinction in Chesterfield. I want to congratulate all of you in Chesterfield for that wonderful accomplishment. That's not an easy thing to do, particularly in all of the increases in COVID-19 that we're seeing all around St. Louis County and the state of Missouri and around the entire country. So that's a great thing. I do know that we do have an employee in Chesterfield that we are testing right now because of symptoms for COVID-19, but we don't have the result back. So the double zero distinction might be short-lived in Chesterfield, but we'll take all the victories we can get. And so for the last about 4 days or 5 days, Chesterfield has been the great double zero distinction of having no residents at any level of care and no employees with COVID-19, and that's a great thing. At Sunset Hills is close, but not quite a complete double zero. Still, we have no residents at any level of care with COVID-19, none in independent living, none in assisted living, and none in the care center, and we're very grateful for that, and we feel blessed by our Lord Jesus Christ for that status. But we do have some employees that we're watching. I know we have one employee who is confirmed positive, and we have 3 other employees that we're watching because someone in their family has had COVID-19, and so we don't know if they have it. We're waiting for their test results, so they're quarantining at home. They're not on campus at all, and that's what we normally do. But at this point, we have 1 positive for sure and 3 maybes, not sure, at Sunset Hills. But still, given the status of the community all around us and the second wave of COVID-19, I think our employees are doing a wonderful job of trying to protect themselves, and certainly our residents, you, are doing a great job of protecting yourselves from COVID-19. We have to continue to emphasize our procedures, though, and our protocols, and those include wearing a mask everywhere you are outside of your own private living quarters. That includes anywhere on campus, and it includes anywhere off campus. And I know you know these because you've been doing it and doing it very successfully, and I appreciate that. We also maintain our social distancing of at least 6 feet away from someone else, and we don't make any contact with anyone else, and we wash our hands frequently or use hand sanitizer frequently, and we appreciate everybody continuing to do that. We cannot let up in this. I think maybe some in the world are becoming complacent or worn out or burned out with some of these protocols. Not at Friendship Village. We're doing a great job. You're doing a great job of hanging in there and continuing to do this and creating 2 oases essentially in the COVID storm on our 2 campuses. And that's a wonderful thing to be able to say to you. I don't do it. It's every person's individual effort that does it. And we appreciate what you're doing. Overall, we're making great progress on the construction on both campuses. Chesterfield has seen some new asphalt go down around the campuses. A lot of work is being done. I know some tours were taken yesterday of the new assisted living building. It's gorgeous. I've seen pictures of the new courtyard in the new care center that's inside in the interior of the building. In the new care center in Chesterfield, it's gorgeous. What a wonderful improvement this is going to be for the campus and for the residents in Chesterfield who have, by the way, are celebrating your 45th anniversary this week. The Chesterfield campus, Friendship Village in Chesterfield, is 45 years old this week. What a great time for us to replace and refresh and renew the campus all the way around to make sure that the next 45 years are as great as the previous 45 years. So it's a wonderful thing for us to be able to invest this money in you and in the campus in Chesterfield happy birthday, Chesterfield. 45 years of Friendship Village of being the best in senior care and senior living in the entire Chesterfield region. In Sunset Hills, a couple of years behind, about 18 months behind Chesterfield, so there's not a birthday this week for Sunset Hills, but still following the same pattern. We are, as you know, refreshing and renewing and rebuilding a lot of the services and buildings that have been here for about 42 or 43 or maybe 44 years in some cases at Sunset Hills. The construction is coming along very nicely. If you're on campus, you would notice that the landscaping is really beginning to take shape in the common areas between independent living and the new care center. It's looking very nice. With inside the new care center, you would notice, if you were able to walk through there, that the first floor is nearing completion in terms of all of the drywall that shapes all of the rooms. And then the paint is going in, and then they're working up floors from the first floor up to the second floor and the third floor and working on all of those finishing touches within the new care center in Sunset Hills. We're doing great. Our residents are enjoying the new memory care building that opened in last month in July. And that is filling up, actually. I think the last count we had was 10 out of the 15 rooms are occupied at this point, with more to come. And then the backfill into the Bridge memory care program is beginning to happen. And then other residents who have been waiting perhaps to move to assisted living are beginning to be able to do that. So a lot of things are beginning to move now. Our independent living in Sunset Hills still has 9 apartments unsold. If you know of anyone who is interested in moving into an oasis away from COVID-19, into Friendship Villages and all of the benefits that our life care program has to offer, we welcome you and encourage you to recruit those new residents. So I know we have 9 new apartments in the Devonshire apartment or building that are unspoken for, and I believe in Chesterfield we have 2 apartments that are unspoken for in the new building there. But overall, we're doing very well. I reported to you last week that by the time you heard my recording last week, the CFO, Tim Vossi, and I will have spoken with our investors on our quarterly investor call, and we did do that. And I just want to report to you that the questions that they asked, first, they're very happy with our performance, and they are very satisfied with the protection of their investment and the return on their investment from Friendship Village. They are not getting this same result with all of their investments around the country because COVID-19 has had a negative impact on almost every place it's touched, which is almost every place. But as far as Friendship Villages goes, our performance has been very strong, even at the end of the quarter, which was the end of June, or June 30th. All of our occupancies were above 90%, except for a care center that was unable to fill up because of state restrictions on isolating new residents when they come into the care center. So that automatically rendered a second bed in that room unable to be occupied. So some of the occupancies were a little lower than we like in the care centers, but overall very strong in all respects, and our investors could not be happier with what they see with us. They did ask a lot of questions about COVID-19 and what we've done for COVID-19. And they appreciated our answers. They understood our answers and what we've been doing to protect our residents and to continue moving new residents into our campuses. And they're not seeing that in very many places. So they're very happy with the report that we gave and with the answers that we gave to their questions last Wednesday afternoon. And I just wanted to let you know that turned out very well for us, and it has for quite some time now. They did ask more questions this time than usual, but all COVID related and how we're responding to COVID and how we're doing, because they're hearing different stories from other investments and other senior living communities all around the country. But they're very happy with what we're doing here, as am I, and as is our board. I hope that you were able to see a video from our board members that's been playing on Channel 900 a few times with a welcome greeting from all of our board members. You know, periodically throughout the year before COVID, our board members would gather in either the theater in Chesterfield or in the ballroom in Sunset Hills to meet and greet our residents, but obviously during COVID-19, they're not able to do that physically. So they did record all those videos, and I hope that you've been able to see those. Again, we know that the resident satisfaction survey window is now over. We don't have the results yet from your surveys that you've sent in. We anticipate getting those results within the next 2 weeks, perhaps. And then we're also in the middle of the employee satisfaction survey, so they're still taking the opportunity to fill out their surveys, all done electronically for the employees online. There's still a week or two left in the deadline for that, so we don't have any results whatsoever for the employee satisfaction survey. So I'll let you know how they turn out. I'm hoping that they turn out well. It's hard to tell how they're going to go with COVID-19 and the restrictions that we've had to place on everybody and how that makes everybody feel. So we'll find out, and I'll let you know, obviously, what the results are when those happen. I do want to say a special thank you to the resident councils on both campuses for the work that you do and the extra effort during COVID-19 that you've been putting into maintaining communications with your fellow residents on behalf of the management and the staff. It's not easy to get around and to be able to talk to people and keep people informed, but I do want to thank the resident councils on both campuses for your efforts in doing that. And if there are vacancies and you're interested in being on a resident council in either community, I encourage you to talk to your resident council executive committee and perhaps take an action to perhaps become a representative for one of your floors on your campus. I appreciate it. It's a great way for us to be able to communicate with residents, particularly now that we have difficulty getting together physically with everyone. And so that conduit of information and communications to the residents is very important for us. And I do appreciate the efforts that everybody puts into that. Our staff is doing well. I already reported our COVID-19 results. Our turnover statistics are still a challenge for us. We're still fighting the unemployment benefits. We compete in recruiting for the federal unemployment benefit program. We're still in need of staff, particularly nursing staff on both campuses. If you have any friends or relatives or people back in the neighborhood or at your church or anywhere else, particularly in the nursing profession at any level, either certified nursing assistant or certified medical technician or LPN or RN, we are constantly looking for new nursing staff. So we would appreciate your helping us in recruiting that. Our home health agency is really doing really well right now. FV at Home just recently set up a new branch office on the Sunset Hills campus. Their home office is in Chesterfield on the Chesterfield campus, and if you're there, you've probably walked by it a few times. And then recently, in fact, last Friday, began moving into a branch office, a second office on the Sunset Hills campus. We welcome our FV at Home brothers and sisters to our team. Obviously, we've owned that now for about a year, a little over a year, but they have really done a great job. Their business has expanded exponentially since we acquired that organization, that home health agency. They do see most of their clients are out in the community. Of course, they see residents here on our campuses in Chesterfield and Sunset Hills, but they also expand beyond the campus to see residents or to see clients out in the communities. We actually have licenses in a 5-county area all around our campuses, and they're able to reach that far out. They don't necessarily get referrals or go that far out, but they could if they had to. But it has really improved their business. Their business has grown. The last number that I've had reported to me is a client census of about 124 clients. That number changes every single day because some clients end their service, some new clients come onto the service, but 124 is the largest number that agency has ever had. When we acquired that agency, April of a year ago, there were 30 clients, and then we've steadily increased that over time, and then as of the other day, the number was 124 clients and climbing. We had a little bit of a setback during COVID, the worst part of COVID in March and April and May, but it's made a bounce back, obviously, and they're doing a great job. We're really happy to have them. If you see any FV at home staff on the campus, say hello, congratulate them on the great work that they're doing. They're doing a great job, and they're going out into people's homes where COVID-19 might be present. They're very brave, but of course they follow all of the standard precautions, and they're doing great. They don't have any staff at this point that have COVID-19, and we're very grateful for that. I hope this has been helpful for you. I don't have much else to report this week. This is going to be a short one, so then you can go about your business and do whatever you want to do. But I'm really glad to see you. I was on the Chesterfield campus yesterday, and I saw a lot of you in the hallways. It's a beautiful campus. It is really taking shape. I'm very, very excited for you. On the Sunset Hills campus, the landscaping is gorgeous. We had a new resident orientation for new residents who had moved into the new Devonshire building. We were very excited about that. We're going to do the other half of the building next week. But I love those interactions with you, with the residents, to be able to answer your questions and maybe calm some concerns that you might have. But overall, our staff is extremely dedicated to taking care of you and doing the best they can for you. They continue to do that every day, and they fight for your safety and your protection, and we appreciate that very much. So I hope you have a great day today. We'll talk to you again next week if I don't see you in the hallways or in the common areas between now and then. Again, a reminder to please follow your protocols wherever you are with the mask and the no contact policy and the social distancing and the washing of your hands or hand sanitizing very frequently. And please ask the same of any visitors that you might have or where you might be going to visit. We have to continue doing that, and we will maintain our status as being a safe place against COVID-19. And we've been very blessed by our good Lord that we have been able to be that for our residents. And it takes all of us to continue to do that the best we can. So thank you for all of your efforts and your understanding. I know this is not the life we wanted to have, but it's the life we've been given, and we will accommodate that, and we'll do the best we can. It's nice to see you. Have a great time, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.